Hi, I'm Tip and my student Connor. So today we would like to show you how to load a flow cell. So Connor, how many steps?
There's three main steps. The first step is to remove any air bubble that's in the priming port. The second step is to prime the cell with the loading buffer, and the third step is then to load your sample. So in order to do the first step, we have to remove the cover from the priming port seen here. Now, in order to drop the bubble that is there in the port, we'll take our P1000, we'll put the tip right into the port, and then we'll turn the dial in order to drop just a few microliters of buffer. And that should have gotten the bubble out there from the port. So then we set our pipettement to 800 microliters, and we take 800 microliters of the loading buffer and we add that to prime the cell. Now it's really important in this step to make sure we don't introduce any bubbles into the system. And as I slowly load this, you'll see the color here in the cell slowly change from yellow to clear. Now we have to wait 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes has elapsed, set our pipettement to 200 microliters and then open the SpotON cover that is covering up the loading port here. Now we take 200 microliters of buffer and we're going to slowly add it to the priming port here in the same manner we did the 800 microliters of buffer, taking care not to introduce any bubbles. Now as we slowly load this in, we'll see buffer rise and fall again here at the loading port. Make sure you load this buffer very slowly so that this buffer doesn't spill out all over the port here. The next step, you take your P200 and you'll set it to 75 microliters to load your sample. Make sure you do this very quickly after this step. If you wait too long, the sample will fail to load properly. Now, you must make sure your sample's mixed up. The beads have to be evenly distributed through the solution instead of settled at the bottom. So you take your sample and you will add it dropwise into the priming port, making sure each drop sinks into the port before you add the next one. And as you do this, the library is being distributed across the flow cell. After you do that, you close the SpotON port. You close the priming port, and now your library is prepared and the cell is ready for sequencing.
Okay, great job, Connor.
Thank you. Now you know how to load an Oxford Nanopore flow cell.